In this Master That Riff lesson, I'm going to be looking at the classic Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Now this intro riff is a type of riff that's called a pedal note riff. Now what that means is we have a note that's sustained all the way through, and this point is the open B string. It's something that comes from classical music to do with the fact that on organs you can hold down a kind of bass note with the pedals with your feet. So what you have is this kind of almost classical sounding kind of riff. It's got this B string constantly ringing out with different notes over it. Now the first section, what we're going to be doing note-wise is we're going to be playing 4 on the B string with the first finger, then open B string, and then 7 in the B string, then open B string. Now what we're doing is we're alternate picking this as well. It's actually a great riff for working on your picking and synchronizing your two hands, because what we're going to be doing is that think of little groups of 4 notes, and that first note is your accent. So tab I've put little accents above that, but that helps you count where you are basically. So one little grouping would be 4 notes to the beat there. Now picking wise, personally I kind of start with an upstroke, but if you want to keep your strict alternate picking, you'd be doing down, then up, then down, then up. Okay, so this is why it's a great riff for working on your alternate picking and synchronizing these two hands. So you want to take it nice and slowly if you feel that when you're playing up to full speed it just kind of, train wrecks. So nice and slowly. So I played 4 in a row there, and you could hear I was accenting the very first note of each group of 4. Okay, that would be 1 bar. The riff actually starts with an open B string before we get stuck into it, so it kind of goes, so it starts with open B string just to kind of, almost like a little tee up kind of note. And what we do is we play 2 bars of that. Okay, so you're really counting, if you want, 2 groups or 8 accent kind of notes. So what I mean by that is you're playing your groups of 4, but you do 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then what we do in the next section, next 2 bars, is we just go up a fret with that little idea. So I'm playing 5-0 now, and then 8-0. Okay, so it kind of goes. Okay, same timing. You've got 4 kind of beats each bar, so you're doing little 4 groups of these 4. So that's 1, so you do 4 then, and 4 again. Okay, and then we repeat that. We go back to the 4 and the 7. Okay, so it's great for timing because you're always trying to count on the beat, because you've got a lot of notes that are sounding the same. You want to get a hold of where the beat is so you don't get lost in the rhythm. So as I said, you can accent that first note. It's also great for developing pick control if you can accent that first note. I mean, Angus Young on the record is playing probably good old Marshall kind of crank, so he has to kind of dig in to get that nice tone out the string. So you can, if you want to develop kind of control, you can take that and pick it as light as possible and pick. Do something like that. That way you're kind of just developing a little bit more dynamic range with the picking hand as well. So as I said, it's a great riff, but it's also a great little exercise for your picking. And the next little section is a little bit more involved. What we've got is this. Okay. Now the way I like to think about this is little pairs of notes. Now that makes sense because I'm thinking of little groups of 4 again, 4/16ths in the beat. And the first group of 4 does this, 12-0, And I play that with my 4th finger, then 10-0, play that with my 2nd finger. So that kind of goes. Okay, next little group of 4 goes 9-0 with the 1st finger, then 2nd finger plays 10-0. So those first 2 beats kind of go. Next little group of 4, I shift down and I play 9-0 with the 3rd finger, then 7-0 with the 1st finger. Okay, then I'm going to play 9-0 and then 5-0. Now when I play that, I use my 4th to 1st finger there to do that 9 and 5-0 because it's quite a stretch. Okay, so slowly that first section goes. Okay, next section I'm going to play 7-0, 4th finger again, 4-0, the 1st finger. Okay, so I go. Then I have 5-0 with the 2nd finger, 4-0 with the 1st finger, and I do another 2 of them. Okay, so again we've got a 2-bar kind of phrase. You have your 1st beat, 2nd beat, 3rd beat, 4th beat, and then next bar goes 1st beat, 2nd beat, 3rd beat, 4th beat. Okay, so it's the fact that it all runs together, it gives it this kind of cool kind of sound. So slowly it goes like this. So you're playing through that bit, just watch out for the fingering, make sure it's nice and confident. You might find that the pinky, you know, it always tends to be the weaker finger, so just make sure, take it nice and slow so there's a confident sounding note, nice pure sounding note with your pinky, so you don't run into, you know, kind of half kind of picked note, or when you're doing this bit here, when you get to this bit here, you've got that accuracy with the 9th, you don't hit the 8th fret, you know, so. Okay, so as I said, it's a great riff, classic riff, but it's really, really good as a kind of picking exercise. And this type of idea of using the open B string, you can do loads of kind of cool things with it. If you know your chord theory and things, you can see that, you know, that's a root note and that's a 3rd and it's a 5th. So you're playing a little B major, kind of triad there, but it's quite a good thing just to muck about with. You can take the top string, if you can see your scale along the string, you know, it's quite a cool little thing to muck about with.